There exists a certain type of human being whose inner structure is so refined, so mentally evolved, and so far removed from the average pattern of thought that they often grow up believing there is something wrong with them. These are not simply rare minds. They are disruptive minds, minds that naturally unsettle fragile systems and silent illusions. According to early depth psychology, people like this were never meant to fit safely inside society. They were meant to pressure it, disturb it, and expose its hidden mechanics. This kind of individual does not experience life on the surface. Their awareness moves behind appearances and beneath behaviors. They instinctively perceive the silent codes that govern social interactions, the repeated cycles that shape history, and the subtle forces that guide human decisions. If you feel like you have never completely belonged anywhere, if you have felt like a visitor in your own life, this may not be accidental. You may have been told that you think too deeply, feel too strongly, analyze too constantly, and take life too seriously. You may have walked into a room and felt the atmosphere shift in your body before anyone spoke. You may have observed the routines of modern life, the predictable conversations, the endless hunger for validation and possessions, and felt not just boredom but a quiet inner rejection of it all. This inner resistance is not a weakness, it is not illness, it is not something that needs to be corrected. It is a sign of psychological advancement. However, this deeper awareness does not come without cost. A mind capable of seeing so clearly must also carry the weight of what it sees. This is not casual living, this is constant translation of reality. While others live inside the surface of life, you are forced to interpret it, scan it, and break it down. This can become lonely. This can become draining. This can become dangerous if you are not taught how to handle it. In this exploration, we will reveal the 8 unmistakable signals that your internal architecture functions differently. We will examine why minds like yours were considered necessary awakeners in a world that prefers sleep. And more importantly, we will expose the hidden traps that specifically target people with your potential, the blind spots that can quietly sabotage those who carry uncommon depth. If these descriptions resonate with you, it is time to stop shrinking yourself, stop apologizing for your nature, and start directing it instead of suppressing it. You are not damaged. You are not malfunctioning. You are simply running on a system that was never designed for ordinary reality. The first sign appears in the way your emotional world operates. You experience emotional depth at a level that feels almost otherworldly. For most people, emotions are brief internal reactions that rise and fall without leaving lasting impressions. But for you, emotions are not passing experiences. They are entire internal landscapes that you enter and travel through. When sadness touches you, it is not simply a bad day. It feels like sinking into the collective sorrow of existence itself. When happiness moves through you, it is not light or shallow. It becomes something elevated, something sacred, something that feels spiritual rather than psychological. This intensity is commonly misunderstood. Many modern systems of therapy would label it as instability or poor regulation, but it is not dysfunction. It is clarity turned up to a level most people would not survive. Your nervous system is calibrated for high definition. You detect emotional frequencies that others cannot perceive. You sense energy beneath words. You observe micro-shifts in tone. You feel emotional residue in silence. Think about times when someone smiled at you and said all the correct words, yet your body tightened without explanation. A quiet knot formed in your stomach. A cold clarity moved through you that told you their appearance was false. While others were disarmed by their charm, you felt physically repelled by the hidden tension behind their eyes. This is not imagination. This is not overthinking. This is your inner instrumentation detecting the conflict between a person's outer mask and their buried truth. This ability makes you deeply unsettling to people who depend on denial. Your presence alone becomes a silent mirror, without effort, without confrontation. You expose what others spend their lives hiding. This is why some people feel uncomfortable around you without understanding why. They are not reacting to your words. They are reacting to your perception. They can feel that you are not fooled. And for someone built entirely around a carefully maintained image, being seen clearly feels like a threat to their psychological survival. The second sign pulls you even deeper into the dangerous beauty of your nature. You possess a hunger for truth that does not allow you to accept the world as it is presented. You are not satisfied with common explanations. You do not feel safe in collective assumptions. While others inherit beliefs without question, you feel an internal pressure to dismantle them and examine what remains. You are driven by a sacred form of curiosity, one that does not want comfort, only truth. The world constantly tries to define you, label you, shape you. But if you do not consciously define yourself, it will be done for you in ways that serve the system, not your soul. Most people move through life by allowing external systems to decide their identity for them. They inherit beliefs like furniture, placed into their minds without inspection and never rearranged. They accept traditions, political positions, social expectations, and moral codes as if they were natural laws rather than constructed frameworks. They live comfortably inside borrowed identities, rarely pausing to ask whether those identities are true. But your mind was never built for borrowed realities. From early childhood, you likely drove teachers, elders, and authority figures into frustration, not because you were difficult, but because you could not stop asking the question that actually matters. Not how does this work, but why does this exist? Why are these rules considered normal? Why is money treated as more important than time, health, and human closeness? Why do people smile in public while breaking inside in private? This relentless questioning is not rebellion for its own sake. It is a natural function of your design. It makes you a destabilizing force inside stagnant systems. When placed inside institutions, you instinctively sense the ethical fractures hidden beneath profitable structures. You see where efficiency is built on exploitation. You feel where stability is built on silent suffering. Inside families, you are the one who feels the weight of secrets hanging in the air and refuses to pretend that everything is fine. Your mind operates like a precise blade, separating truth from performance, reality from convenience. This function does not make your life easier. It makes it lonelier. When you remove the comforting illusions that others depend on, you find yourself standing in a wide emotional wilderness where very few people are willing to join you. You have likely experienced the deep fatigue of being the only one who refuses to pretend. While others maintain their social masks with smiles and rituals, you sit quietly carrying a burden of awareness that feels almost cruel. That exhaustion is not weakness. It is the energy source of your becoming. Your dissatisfaction is not a malfunction in your system. It is the friction that forges your unique psychological identity. Without it, you would be asleep like the rest. The third sign of this rare internal structure appears as deliberate independence, often expressed through the solitary warrior pattern. While most people feel safety in numbers, comfort in approval, and identity through belonging, you felt something different. You felt suffocation. You learned early that fitting in required shrinking, censoring, and abandoning the parts of you that were most alive, so you chose solitude. Not because you hate people, but because you refuse to betray yourself. This solitude is not emptiness. It is a form of internal sovereignty. You are capable of standing unsupported. You can hold your own mind without constant external validation. You have built an inner world that sustains you when the outside world makes no sense. Others often misinterpret this independence. They label it arrogance. They call it distance. They project their own insecurity onto your quiet presence. They think you believe you are superior, when in truth you are simply complete within yourself. Your silence makes them uncomfortable because you are not hungry for their approval. You are not controlled by their opinions. You sit calmly inside the emptiness they cannot survive. But this strength carries a hidden danger. If you go too far, independence can solidify into isolation. If you build your inner walls too thick, you can trap yourself in your own clarity. You can become someone who understands everything but belongs nowhere. The true path is not permanent escape. It is temporary departure and conscious return. You leave the crowd to find your truth, and then you re-enter the world to share it. You are not meant to disappear. You are meant to transform the space you touch. And at this point, something must be said. If these patterns feel familiar, the depth, the questioning, the solitude, you may feel like you are the only one walking this road. You are not. There are others awakening to this same internal reality. If you want to stay connected to this kind of psychological exploration and make sure you do not miss what comes next, I invite you to subscribe to this channel now. This simple act is not about vanity. It is a signal to your own unconscious that you are choosing your evolution deliberately. We are building a refuge for minds that do not fit into shallow templates, and your presence matters. Now we move into the fourth sign, the most silent and misunderstood of them all. Advanced intuition, or what depth psychology described as direct perception through the unconscious. This is not imagination. This is not fantasy. This is pattern recognition operating at a level most minds cannot reach. Your brain is constantly absorbing invisible details, minute shifts in facial expression, fluctuations in voice, inconsistencies in story. All of this information is processed beneath your conscious thought and then delivered to you as a sudden sense of knowing. You know things without being told. You feel outcomes before they occur. You recognize people before they reveal themselves. This ability saves you and isolates you at the same time. How many times have you tried to warn someone about a person who felt wrong to you, only to be dismissed as negative, critical, or unfair? How many times did you watch quietly as time proved your quiet warning correct? This experience is deeply painful. You have to witness outcomes before others are even aware of the danger. You carry knowledge that cannot be proven until it is too late. This is the curse of foresight. This is the experience of knowing and not being believed. This is the weight of carrying truth before the world is ready to hear it. The weight of seeing what is coming while others remain blind can feel unbearable. You experience life on a different timeline. While the people around you are reacting to immediate events, you are already navigating the consequences of choices yet to be made. This constant anticipation of outcomes that no one else perceives can generate anxiety. You feel the crashes before they occur, the fractures before they widen, and the mistakes before they are committed. Yet this same gift makes you a master of strategy. You are the sentinel who sees the storm long before it touches the ground. You understand patterns, trajectories, and the hidden currents that guide human behavior. Depth psychology recognized this as a vital function. Those who carry it are essential observers, warning systems, and guides in the chaotic unfolding of life. The danger lies in losing touch with the present. When the mind is always 3 moves ahead, the richness of the current moment can slip away. Grounding is not a cliché for you, it is a survival skill. It is the practice that allows your extraordinary awareness to serve you instead of trapping you in perpetual mental motion. The 5th sign manifests as an unrelenting thirst for meaning. This is more than ambition or desire for career success. It is an existential craving that pulls at your spirit. Life without purpose feels hollow and draining. Early psychologists noticed that the deeper crises of human life were rarely about surface problems. They were about connection to something infinite, something beyond the small and temporary structures of daily existence. For you, living without profound significance is not simply unsatisfying, it is corrosive. Your body and mind rebel against triviality. Superficial work makes you physically restless. Shallow relationships leave you emotionally ill. Spiritual starvation has visited you in the past, and you felt it as a profound ache that modern comforts cannot soothe. This hunger makes you aware of the illusions that society relies upon. You see the empty promises of consumerism, the false rewards of status, the manufactured happiness designed to keep people compliant. You are not easily swayed by material enticements or hollow accolades. Your motivation is internal, guided by values like truth, contribution, and personal growth rather than social applause. This inner compass often drives you into periods of total transformation, sometimes called the dark night of the soul. In these times, everything built on external expectation must fall away so that what remains is entirely authentic to you. This rebuilding is both painful and sacred. The 6th sign flows naturally from your rapid evolution. You often outgrow the people, spaces, and patterns that once fit you. Life, according to depth psychology, is a succession of endings and new beginnings. While most cling to comfort and routine, you are a creature of metamorphosis. Your internal growth demands shedding skins, leaving familiar forms behind, and embracing the unknown. You may awaken one day to find that your closest friends no longer speak your language. The bond remains in affection, but the shared world has shifted. The spaces they constructed cannot contain who you are becoming. This process is isolating. You exist between who you were and who you are evolving into. Others may call this inconsistency or betrayal, but for you it is the essence of life itself. Yet the risk lies in guilt. You carry responsibility for leaving behind people who cannot yet evolve alongside you. Remember, your role is to embody growth, not to rescue those who refuse transformation. Your evolution can serve as an invitation, but acceptance is never your burden. The 7th sign is what can be called transformational presence. Encounters with you rarely leave people unchanged. You have a catalytic effect on others. Strangers share intimate truths within moments. Emotions surface spontaneously in your presence. People cry, confess, and release hidden tension without understanding why. This is the power of your depth. Your mind and heart create a container where others feel safe to reveal themselves fully. You act as a mirror, reflecting the hidden layers of their own consciousness. Their fears, potential, and self-deceptions all become visible when they engage with you. This gift is beautiful, but it carries danger. By holding space so completely, you attract the lost, the wounded, and those seeking to drain energy. Narcissists and manipulators are drawn to your openness because it feeds their patterns. Your empathy becomes the food for their ego, and without boundaries, their presence can deplete you. To carry this power safely, you must learn how to protect your energy without shutting down the depth that makes you extraordinary. People who refuse to face their own shadow often attach themselves to you, unconsciously expecting that you will do the work for them. Early depth psychologists warned of what they called psychic infection. When you absorb the unresolved emotions, fears, and toxins of others, it can manifest as physical or mental illness. Your empathy is a gift, but it must be managed. You cannot leave your doors wide open. Boundaries are essential. Gates, not open doors, preserve your energy and protect the integrity of your inner world. The eighth and final sign of this rare psychological architecture is a persistent sense of undefined purpose. You feel drawn toward a destiny you cannot yet name. Depth psychology described this as the teleological aspect of the psyche, the pull of what is to come. You sense that your life is not random. You have always known you are here for a reason, and that sense of purpose is encoded into your very being. This is not ego or delusion. It is a biological and psychological imperative. You carry a tension, a restless energy, a feeling that something extraordinary waits to emerge from within you. This purpose rarely revolves around fame or wealth. It is almost always about contribution, introducing a new perspective, a new method of healing, a new art, a new understanding. It is ahead of its time, so you move through life without a map, hacking your way through unseen terrain while the world around you drives on familiar roads. This uncertainty leads to doubt. Am I wasting my life? Am I imagining all of this? Am I too intense for this reality? The answer, according to depth psychology, is no. The discomfort is the bowstring pulled taut before the arrow of your life is released. You are being prepared for your unique mission. We now confront the dangerous truths that come with this rare mind. There are three shadows that can destroy you if left unexamined. The first is the shadow of inflation. Seeing beyond the ordinary can tempt arrogance. You can become the misunderstood genius looking down on others, using insight as a weapon rather than a tool. The second is the shadow of the martyr. Feeling the suffering of the world may tempt you to sacrifice your health, your joy, or your well-being in an effort to save others. Depth psychology teaches that self-neglect does not save the world, it destroys the self. The third is the shadow of paralysis. Being aware of infinite possibilities can trap you in endless planning, thinking, and preparation while life passes by untouched. Knowledge alone is not enough. Action must follow awareness. The insights of your mind must meet the realities of your world. They must be applied, not just admired. So where does this leave you? If you recognize yourself in these 8 signs, your life is not designed to be simple. It is designed to be meaningful. You are a guardian of collective consciousness. When humanity drifts into rigidity, unconsciousness, or cruelty, you emerge to restore balance. Your intensity, your solitude, your depth, your empathy, they are not flaws. They are tools of evolution. But none of this works if you fight yourself. Acceptance is your final step. Radical, unapologetic acceptance of who you are. Stop dimming your light to ease the comfort of the shallow. Stop translating your inner language for those who cannot hear. Instead, find those who resonate with you. Build structures, relationships, and creations that can hold your energy. Guard your gift with unwavering vigilance. The world teeters on the edge of a consciousness crisis. It does not need more people who blend in. It needs you. It needs you to be complex, courageous, and real. It needs you to ask difficult questions, to stand in the fire of transformation, and to show others that survival through awakening is possible. The ocean of the unconscious has been mapped so that explorers like you might navigate safely. The map is in your hands now. The question is no longer what is wrong with you, but what you will do with this power. I want to hear from you. Which of these 8 signs speaks most strongly to your experience? Is it the weight of your empathy, the solitude of your independence, or the pull of your undefined purpose? Share your reflections in the comments below. Your story may illuminate the path for others who feel lost or alone. If you are ready to deepen your exploration of rare minds, the human psyche, and the hidden architecture of consciousness, subscribe to Esoteric Whispers. Join our community of seekers who are waking up, questioning the world, and learning to live with depth, courage, and clarity. Your journey is extraordinary, and you do not have to walk it alone.